first, we put on the chorizo to fry. And the idea is to get the juice from a chorizo to add to our refried beans. We already cut some onion, the garlic is ready to be cut. And in the meantime, as we washed those avocado leaves, we're going to warm them up here on the griddle. So in Mexico, all the stovetop have actually 6 burners and a wonderful griddle in the middle. So we are going to use it at low heat. In the meantime, we're going to fry our onion, so brown them before we add our beans into the pans. And then also we add a little bit of garlic because we love garlic, and that adds a great taste to the mix. Can of beans, and we're just going to rinse it out just directly into the sink. Get out the stuff that we don't need. And then we'll get it ready to cook in just a few minutes. So as the onion browns, make sure it doesn't burn, so that we can come in and add our beans. Now we are adding the garlic to the onion. We stopped the aguacate leaves, or the avocado leaves, and we still have our chorizo cooking. When we're cooking in a kitchen that's not ours, we may not have all the tools, so we are going to be substituting here a little bit. So for example, on the beans that we're about to put on the stovetop, we need to mash them and we don't have something to mash them, so we're going to improvise. So of course feel free to use the right tools at home. Yes, we found a spoon that might work, so we'll try it out right now. Okay, so we're just having fun, and have fun as well too as you cook your tlayuda. And just mix them in with the onion, which has some garlic in it. So we're going to now cut this warm avocado leaves. To be honest, I've never cooked with avocado leaves, so I'm not so sure how we're gonna do this, but just gonna improvise here. So I need to really crumble them. It got a little crunchy. Yeah. That's what I had read. Smell this. It is really fragrant. Wow, smells good. I'm adding the crumbles of the avocado leaves in the beans, and again we are making these refried beans, which will be a paste for the base of our Oaxacan style pizza. So there is no tomato at the base. This is all about the beans. The chorizo sausages are done. Going to remove them, put them aside on a plate. And in the meantime, I'm going to scrap the little fat that there is here and add it directly to the beans. It's going to add some more flavor, some taste. And if your chorizo sausages have a lot more juice, feel free to add it in directly. So this will add even more flavor to the beans. Here, we really like the Himalayan salt, the pink salt, and also fresh pepper that we can grind. So we are ready to mash. Again, I'm not using the best tools here. There are some tools available where, like to mash purees, you press hard on the beans. The issue with that spoon is a bit flexible, so it's not ideal, let's say. If really you want to be fast, you can put the whole mixture into a blender, and that will go much faster. Claire is working on the beans and trying to mash them. I'm going to be cooking the chile de agua, and the idea will be to add them onto the Tlayuda. So if you have tongs at home, you can go ahead and use them to turn them around. I don't have tongs here at the moment, so I'm going to be using this big fork to turn them around. And so as they're cooking, because we've cooked them before to make chile relleno, and they do take some time. In the meantime, I will be preparing the chorizo, which we're going to add on top of our Tlayuda. And what I'm simply going to do is cut them up into slices to put directly on our Mexican style pizza. So the reason that we're cooking this chile de agua, is we learned about this in our cooking class that we took here in Oaxaca, where we were learning how to make chile relleno. Now this is certainly optional. You can simply add bell peppers as a substitute on top of your pizza. Or refried beans, as much as we could mash them. Of course you can make them thinner if you have a blender. And chile de agua here has been cooking. You see it gets all black. It's ready. You can have it cook a little bit more, but I'll go ahead and I'll stop it for now. And so what I'll do is cut it up into strips. And then the chorizo, I cut it up into strips that we're going into small circles. And we're going to use this to top onto the Tlayuda. Getting now to assemble the toppings for the Oaxaca style pizza. I've sliced up some avocado. And I got the chile de agua from the fire. And I've just removed the seeds on the inside. And now I'm going to cut it up into strips. And these again will be for the topping for the Oaxaca pizza. And they're optional. You can use bell peppers. You can use, whatever you have.
Tomatoes?
You can use bell peppers, tomatoes.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you would like.
Here we also use cabbage.
Oh yes, cabbage is another option as well too. So we'll go ahead and finalize. Then I'll get to the cheese. Prepare the quesillo. So it's very stringy, and the idea is to just have small strips of the cheese that we're going to lay directly on each Tlayuda. So it's supposed to be really thin, so you don't want to have it too bulky. And so I'm preparing a little bit here on the side. We have a little extra quesillo. And so it's really like hair, actually. If you think about just how fine it is.
I started to put the refried beans of a paste on the tortilla, and so as you can see, my beans are not as smooth as they should be, but the idea is to spread it really like a sauce around the tortilla, and to create that first layer, like a pizza for our Tlayuda.
So make sure you get the corners
as much as you can. I think we have a good base here. And next, using the quesillo that Rosemary thinned out so well, and add it to our base. So we're going to lay it on the tortilla. on top of the paste of beans, the refried beans. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I mean, add to your preference. I'm a cheese lover, so I think I can add a little bit more. So this is our first Tlayuda, and I'm going to do two kinds. So the one we see here in Oaxaca is closed. So I'm going to actually close this one and put it on the griddle. For our second Tlayuda, we're doing an open face. So I just spread the paste of the refried beans, added the quesillo, and as we mentioned earlier, feel free to add mozzarella instead of a quesillo. And now we're gonna put it directly on the griddle. If you don't have a griddle, you can also put it in a pan and leave it on low heat. And I will add what Rosemary prepared earlier.
Tlayudas are warmed up. The two styles, the open face and the closed one. I'm going to serve them on plates and off to eat. Very flavorful. The beans and the cheese really work well together. It's our first time making Tlayudas, and they are, I would say mine's pretty good.
Yeah, a nice bite to it as well.
Yes.
I like the flavors.
So it's something that's easy to make. It's a fun thing to add to your dinner table. Tortilla, beans, toppings, and you can bring a taste of Oaxaca to your dinner table.